What's going on, guys? Today's video is going to be about a nice little strategy. I like to do these updated guides every so often for my GA strategy. Everything is going to be a little bit different for me, but this is kind of what some of my, I guess you can say, some of my mistakes that I've been having along these last few GAs, and then what I feel like is going to be an overall really great way to go about your GAs. You know, defenses and offenses, and trying to maximize your banners as well. So I guess we can just get started, guys. So as you can see here, you can see I have a 5v5D offense. Now, today I just made a clones offense with clones defense. It's tile clones offense / defense because ever since clones have been reworked, I have been seeing a lot more of clones on defense. Almost every single GA I've seen clones on defense. And I don't always have the best counters, so this right here, you can probably still pull off a win and full clear them if they still have clones on defense, but it's going to be a lot more tough, and you have to think a lot more through it. So what I'm doing here for my offense, it's really important to see the offense first, and then we can go see what we have for defense, because in GAs, the most important thing is to full clear somebody and get some, close to max banners in every single fight. So let's actually start this off by the Traya Scion versus Bugs. Yes, mine are quite well modded off, and I can 2v5 every single Bugs team that is at least gear 12. I haven't fought any gear 13s with relics since the relics have been in the game, but this team, Traya Scion, can 2v5 the Bugs because you can see here. I did a whole video on this recently. He's going to be fastest. He's going to apply the whole pain on the AoE. Everybody's going to be hitting him. They can't crit him for one, and he's not going to be able to get one-shotted by the spy. So that's an easy 2v5 there for me. And keep in mind, this is for somebody that's in the Div 2 range. You probably messes with Div 1 players and below, but this. With the Traya Scion, you can probably just slot in somebody else or throw in somebody like either a Thrawn or another Sith ally like a Sith Trooper, and it will probably 3v5 a lot of the other ones if you are not able to get the mods there, or if you're fighting Year 13 spies. But still, I think Year 13 spies is going to be something to really look into for defenses, because that guy is going to be hitting like a truck. So, besides that, Padme is a team that I have been working on. You guys know that my channel's about Padme pretty much. But when it comes to GA, if the guy doesn't use Darth Revan / Malak on defense, I am like, oh, thank you. I feel like that is something that helps me tremendously when it comes to GA if they do not place a Darth Revan team on defense, because what does that allow me to do? Well, I can almost split up now with some more Shock Team clones. I can almost split up 2 different GR teams, one with being Padme without Anakin, and I can place another one with Anakin with some clones. And that team, guys, can beat Malak's. And honestly, with the other ones here with the clones offense, we'll chat about that in a little bit. But for now, this is what I'm using for this GA. It's going to probably change up for the next couple GAs. And yeah, this is my Malak counter. If there's no Malak, it's going to be probably clones. If there's no clones somehow, then they'll probably be something easier like Night Sisters. There's a lot of different teams this can kill. And then down here, CLS. This can kill another CLS if you happen to see CLS in a mirror match. It can kill some easy bounty hunters in a 3v5 situation, or it can even kill JKR if you have like a Stormtrooper Han, or if you want to throw in like R2 or 3PO. And I do save R2 and 3PO in my offenses almost every single time. And then down here, this is a team we just barely did a video on, this EP team. This can kill Grievouses, doesn't matter what level they are. Doesn't matter if they have level 7 relics, this will beat them. Hands down every single time. But the only downside, I think, I'm totally fine with BSF in this team, it just is Nihilus. Nihilus, I would like to have him elsewhere, but this is something that is going to be a little bit problem with what I have for this loadout with the 5v5 offense, and something that kind of changes when we go over the clones. So that's my Grievous counter. JTR can beat up some First Order, Bounty Hunters, or if there's a Karth team, you can beat up those. Bastila is a great versus kind of the same stuff, or not clones, rather Karth teams and First Order as well. And then that leaves me to have a Night Sister counter here with JKR as a 4v5 beating some Night Sisters. And that's really huge, actually, because that means I can actually save Bugs for an easier team in either the back wall, or I can probably just, if I wanted to throw him on defense, if that guy doesn't have anything crazy, like a Kira team or something like that. So there's a lot of different variations in this team. I even have I don't really have Thrawn in any of these teams, so he's actually really expandable. He can be used in a lot of different teams, but what I did a little remodding of my Stark and some of my troopers, and I'm going to throw in probably Thrawn to kill another weaker team in the back wall if there does happen to be one for some easy banners. So this is kind of my offenses here, and you guys probably have seen in this little offense that there's not really a tried and true counter to clones, because what if the person you're fighting places DR on defense with Night Sisters, Geos, Grievous even, and clones. I mean, those are right there. You got like 5 of the best defensive teams in the game for GAC. And when it comes to me, I like to place my DR on defense. But for those 5 teams, we already got the Grievous counter down with the EP. You can, counter the Geos with a 2v5 if you want to. You can play it safe, throw in like a trooper, a Sith trooper in there. You'll be fine. That's 3. And then you got, that's rather 2 rather. And then you got the Night Sisters. You can counter that with JKR. And then Padme is the DR. And then, the clones. The clones is something with this. This is a loadout that's still having problems with me. And I'm trying to, kind of figure it out a little bit. Clones, I mean, it's hard to figure out a good clone counter if I'm not being able to use, either Padme or like JKR. So this is one problem here that I'm seeing, is that if I do happen to see a really good clone team, I'm either going to, if there is also with clones a really good DR team, I'm kind of forced into having to use Padme versus the Malak team, and then I'm having to be able to use probably JKR with most likely Thrawn just to kill the clone team with what this setup is. And that's really what this has, like this biggest flaw is right now with the clones. So with this as well, this is probably not the most ideal, but DR and defense with some Malak. What I do with the modding here is I have Malak 1 speed faster than DR, so he does the shock and then AoE fear everybody if there does happen to be a taunter in the team. And then here I kind of messed around with my bounty hunters. Boss goes at 300 speed, he's going to be pretty dang fast. Try to make it a little bit tougher on troopers and JTR hopefully, but I don't really think this is going to get many holds at all. I don't really expect any of my teams to get holds. These are just teams that I hope to just burn some really good counters versus. So Night Sisters are another well-modded team. I hope I hope this can bring some troubles for the Treya team and EP if there is an EP. And then this is another Dooku team with Django, with some Nest and Karth, or with rather Zalbar Mission. Just a nice little backwall team to throw off the opponent. I like it a lot. It's got me some good holds in the previous GAs. And then Grievous team, of course, nothing crazy here. Karth team, we already used Zalbar Mission, so this is one of my weaker teams. I really don't expect this to get any holds at all. And then here, this is where the problem is. I probably need to save clones for offense now and then swap Geos back on defense. So there's a lot of mixing and matching I gotta kind of do now from here until my next little GAs. And first order, they're great on defense. If you want, you can save them on offense. I find them to be very similar to like a JTR team. They're going to probably get you like 60 banners every single time, but on defense, they're not going to hold really at all. So there's a lot of things to come in to keep in mind here, guys. So this is a team, and the biggest flaw in this setup with this this defense here that we're showing, and then this one here with the offense, is the biggest flaw is clones and not having a solid counter to the clones. But in this lineup now, I'm sorry it took 8 minutes and 37 seconds to get here, but guys, there's a lot to talk about over GA and a lot of thinking that comes to mind, and I've been thinking about this a lot lately for my offense. So my clones offense, this is what I'm thinking it'll be. I'm thinking Padme with Barriss, GK, 3PO, and Ahsoka versus clones. I really think this can beat clones. I do not think Anakin is needed, because guess what? Anakin with a lower gear shock T with some other clones can beat Malaks. And I've shown this in my previous videos. This is a solid counter to a Malak team. Let's say they don't drop Malak on you. What can you do here? Well, you can either still use this, but the reason I would probably stay away from using this clone team with shock is that she's very squishy. She actually is better squishy versus Malaks. She's not going to be as good if she's fighting like other teams. So one team you could possibly use this versus is like either a Grievous team if you want, or you can just get stupid easy banners here. It's going to be really well. It's going to work out really well for your favor. There's a lot of different variations in this whole setup and strategy with the clones on offense and defense. And then, yet again, Grievous counter is the same as it was in the last thing that we just showed you with the other set of strategy. And then same thing here, you get your Treya Scion to 2v5 the bugs if you can. If you can't, we have Thrawn available. You can throw in Thrawn, or if you have Sith Trooper, use Sith Trooper. Night Sister counters here, 4v5 that. JTR here to counter whatever you have to. I mean, Karth, First Order, whatever it might be. Same thing here with the CLS. You can counter either a JKR team, you know, Treya team. You can see Treya and another Mirror CLS, or just Bounty Hunters if you want. And then Karth, a Karth counter down here with Basilisk. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams for offense. I like this a lot because this has a lot of flexibility, especially in the GR faction. I mean, you get Padme with the Padme team versus these non-Malak teams. I think you can really go without having to use Anakin, and that's pretty dang big, guys. I mean, it's really huge if you think about it. And I'm sure that this encounter a lot of different variations of teams. I'm sure this encounter either a Night Sister team, or if you see another JKR team, you can probably counter JKR. And just a lot of great stuff here. And then, like I said, you got Shock T here. You can kind of back it up if you don't need to use this versus Malak. You can use this versus an easier team and undersize it if you wanted to. I mean, there's a lot of variation in this kind of lineup here. And then what does that mean for defense? Well, it's kind of similar to what it just usually would have been for me. It's still going to be DR with Malak on defense, the same exact Bounty Hunter team, the same Night Sisters, same Grievous. Bugs are now going to be swapped over because we use clones on offense now. And then Karth is going to be a little bit different. I would like to rather have T3 in here. I'm certain this team is still not going to get any holds for me, but hey, if it does, that'll kind of surprise me a little bit. And then down here we got Dooku, the same exact Dooku team, and then whatever Empire I have left, this is probably my other defense. So my defenses, I would say at my GP, my Div 2, I have around 7 solid defenses, and the reason being is I could probably go 8 if I wanted to, but I would like to rather, and what you guys should also consider is always going harder on the offense just to make sure that you can clear the guy and get as many banners as possible. So another reason why I like this whole strategy here, guys, is because you get almost close to max banners in the Padme team. Same with your EP versus Grievous. You get stupid easy banners versus Geos with Treya. Same with Night Sisters and JTR with all the extra HP and recovery and the protection. Same with CLS with undersizing that. And then same with Bastila versus Karth. There are a very lot of different easy banner teams here. And the huge difference, if you guys want to just kind of wrap this and kind of overview this whole video and the strategy between these two kind of strategies, the biggest difference is this strategy here with what it used to be for me is I didn't have a solid clone counter. Now I do, and that's my Padme. And this is just something to look into, guys. I know people from the last video, they did not enjoy the idea of having to use EP with BSF and Nihilus, and people were like, well, that takes away 3 different teams. But if you think about it, guys, when it comes to defenses, all you are trying to do is just pull counters. With how I mod my DR team, it's going to take something pretty dang good to beat that. I mean, yeah, you can probably mirror that, but if they don't mirror that and they place their team on defense, I mean, it's going to be really tough to beat, in my opinion. So there's that. And then, for BSF, I think she's a huge asset to this team with a CBM, and that's really the biggest reason why she's here. And then Nihilus for the Annihilate. And it's kind of nice to use him here because you don't really need him here in the Treya versus the bugs because you can 2v5 that almost every single time at gear 12 bugs. And then, there's just a lot of different teams that I like here. And this is the clones that here, the offense and defense, this whole, these 2 tabs. This is something I'm going to probably use not in this next of GA rounds, but after that, because I did not mod my Shock T or Rex to be properly modded versus Malak's. So that's probably my biggest downfall here. So this is kind of when I'm forced to use my old strategy here. I just was thinking over this and what I think I could do better here. Again, the biggest 5 defenses in the game right now, in my opinion, when it comes to GAC is Grievous, DR with Malak, Clones is probably the biggest one right now, and you got some Separatists, and what else you got here? I'm missing something. Oh, Night Sisters. Yeah, Night Sisters. You got 5 really solid teams there, and it's not that hard for the opponent to actually place those 5 on defense. Because if they do, I mean, they could still probably get a full clear on you because there's a lot of different counters to those certain teams. But it's really smart just to go and play it safe, getting as many offenses as you can, getting as many banners as you can. So, guys, maybe You know, if you're not at my level of play in the divisions, maybe this is just totally the wrong video for you. I get it. But this is something that I would like to kind of throw out there because I find this to be super, super important when it comes to GAC. And even more so because the clones are something to look into. Getting them, you know, somewhat year 12-ish. If you can afford the year 13s, do it. They're going to be amazing regardless. I mean, they're going to be even more amazing once we get this next legendary tune to make them even better. So, besides that, if you guys did enjoy this video, we're going to wrap it up here. If you guys did enjoy the video, leave it a like, share it around, and sub to my channel if you guys are new here. We do a lot of different videos on this game. So it would really help if you guys did that. And by the way, guys, we just hit 3K subs, so I probably gotta do a sub special for you guys. Just let me know what it might be. I got a couple different ideas. I got a couple different GameCube games for Star Wars. We got this one right here, Rebel Strike, Rogue Squadron. That would be a fun one. I haven't played that in years. I mean, anything really, but that's pretty much it. Just let me know what you guys think about this video, your strategy to this whole GA, and what you guys like to do. Maybe it's a little bit different, maybe it's something similar here. Just let me know in the comments below. But if you guys did like this, go check out Discord. I mean, we are always chatting in Discord like almost every single day. And there's also Patreon if you guys want to go check out that to help support my channel. But that's pretty much it for my video, guys. Hopefully you are safe out there. Hopefully you guys are going to kick some butt in your GAs.